You could struggle from depression for years, or you could never have even heard of it. But it's not uncommon to feel depressed at some point while in college. If you're going through a hard time as a student and you feel like you may be depressed, you're not alone. In fact, especially first-year college freshmen feel this way at some point, and I just want to tell you how I dealt with it and what I did to get better, because it does get better. I know it can seem really tough right now. It can seem like such a narrow tunnel, to use a really stupid metaphor, because classes are hard and it's winter. You feel so alone and you haven't made any friends. The food sucks and your roommate is a whore or something. That was a joke. That was a joke. Never call your roommate a whore. I hope you have a great roommate. But yeah, just based on my first year of college and the friends that I have, I know how easy it can be to feel so hopeless and to feel like giving up and transferring or dropping out or just so stuck. I know personally that the month of February is one of the toughest months for me out of the entire year for a few different reasons. One reason that kind of just is on the first layer is that it's winter and it's cold and dark out. Everything feels so dead. And there are no holidays because we're not going to acknowledge Valentine's Day. So it's tough, and especially in school, because you're midway through the semester, spring break seems so far away, Christmas feels so far away. Last year, my first year at college, I was really scared for February. I knew how February affected me in high school, but for the first time, I was completely on my own, miles and miles away from all comfort, security, and my support system. I was anticipating the worst. But I think because I was so worried for it and because I was so prepared at the same time, it wasn't that bad and I got through it. I remember writing down a list for myself called 5 Easy Steps to a Healthier Mind. And I really focused on this last year in February, and I just wanted to share it with you. This video is a little more laid back than most, and I hope that you enjoy. Here are my 5 easy steps to a happier and healthier mind that I came up with during one of the hardest months of the year for me. Number 1, breathe. Just breathe. Did you know that our lungs, they're the only organ in our body that we have control over? As in, like, we can control what it does, like our heart beats and we can't stop that. Our blood is flowing, we have no control over that, but we can control our lungs. So with me right now, this is gonna seem stupid, let's just all take a deep breath. I feel so much better already. I remember in 9th grade, my health teacher made us all take 3 deep breaths together to help our heart, and I remember thinking it was the stupidest thing ever. But now, it is so important to breathe and just to remember that you're okay. You're here, you're alive, your heart is beating, and you are breathing, so take a breath. Did you know that our breath indicates our mood, and our mood indicates our breath? Meaning, if we can change how we breathe, we can really change how we feel. And that's powerful. Number 2, drink more water. Simple as that. Think of your body like a blooming flower, a plant that requires being watered every single day or it will die. The benefits of drinking water are endless, but overall we are fueling our bodies and releasing toxins. Without an adequate amount of water, we would literally drown in metabolism waste. But overall, when you're hydrated, you feel good. Number 3, sleep longer and allow your body to wake up naturally. As a student, you probably don't have the best schedule for this. Even by setting your alarm every day, your mind gets into the habit of starting to wake up naturally. And even though you are asleep, your brain is still functioning. In fact, it's using that time to heal and repair. And I always find that I just do better on days when I wake up naturally versus when my alarm clock wakes me up. I feel better, well rested, energized, focused, content, and just better. Number 4, take daily vitamins. As a college student, I can honestly say that my diet was all over the place. I went to a really rural, I can never say that word, but I went to a school in the middle of nowhere. Grocery options were limited. So I made up for what I wasn't getting in the dining hall through a daily vitamin as well as vitamin D, because you can never get enough D when it comes to vitamins. Referencing a very, very old Instagram caption that I'm so proud to have come up with. And finally, number 5, Stretch. This is one of the most important life lessons that we learn as a toddler. We spend most of the day in the same posture, and the muscles that are not being used become short and tight. By stretching our bodies, we are circulating blood, increasing energy while decreasing tension and stress, and being healthy, which is great. I decided to do the 30-day yoga challenge my freshman year during February. Every morning when I came back from my class, I would set up a video on YouTube because it was through a yoga YouTuber. I just did yoga for 30 days and it was great. I was breathing, I was stretching, I was drinking water. I felt really, really good. Those are 5 tips that I went to during this time, but besides those, that doesn't really address the fact that you are feeling depressed and alone during college, which, to quote every cheesy movie and parent in the world, is supposed to be the best 4 years of your life. And let's be honest, they not always are. In fact, it was really hard, and I have only done it for a year and a half, not even. I have a lot of people in my life personally that are finding it difficult. One of the greatest things that helped me was to stay busy. Give myself projects. Part of that did involve doing yoga, but it involved doing art, and one of the biggest things it involved was starting to vlog. My very first vlog ever was in February when I was feeling very not myself and sad, and talking to a camera and putting myself out there and creating this outlet helped so much. If you go back and watch my very first vlogs, you can kind of see it. I was alone and not doing so hot. Vlogging kind of gave me a reason. I hope this video wasn't too scattered. I tried to keep it simple, like 5 easy steps, but when I finished, I realized that didn't really solve the issue. It was too surfacey, it was too not real, and I don't like that. It's hard because, yeah, I go through periods of time when I'm really depressed, and yeah, I've dealt with depression for a very long time in my life. I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but I'm comfortable sharing that with you, and I understand that it's so common to feel that way when you're in college because you're taken out of your environment. You're placed in this new pool of people. You're alone. You're struggling through 4 or 5 hard classes. You're missing home and your friends, and it can get really tough really fast. I just wanted to tell you that it's okay and that I felt that way. I'm sure more people than you think have felt that way. Reach out, talk to people, create a network. Before you know it, you'll learn that other people feel that way too. You know, keep yourself busy, come up with a schedule. We work well when there's a routine involved. In my very old vlogs from when I was doing this, I had a routine and I tried to share it with you. My camera just died, so I had to go change the battery. Fighting depression in college, it's different than fighting it at home. I realized that just telling you these 5 simple steps isn't what I wanted to really accomplish through this. Just saying that I felt this way didn't feel like I was accomplishing it much. I should have really planned this out more. There are resources that are available to you on your college campus. Take advantage of them. If you go to a small school like I did, there isn't much of a budget put into mental health, unfortunately. So maybe get students together, start a club, talk about it, create a network. There are so many resources. There are hotlines, there are websites, there are anonymous chats that you can go to. There's me if you need someone to talk to. Personally, I love talking on Tumblr, but if you want to chat on Facebook, Instagram, reach out, YouTube even. I'm here to chat. I'd love to be a listening ear. I hope these small tips helped. I went through it. A lot of people go through it. College is tough. As much fun as movies and social media make it look. I read this article last year, actually, about a student at UPenn who committed suicide in December of her first year, and I was reading this when I was feeling so sad and depressed and probably a little suicidal myself. I remember this one quote through the article. I think it was her older sister, talking about how everybody in college posts the happy moments on Instagram and Facebook, but nobody posts about the nights that they cried or felt like giving up or when they were so sad and felt so alone at school, because as much fun as it is in those pictures, there are just the same amount of times when it wasn't that much fun to some. Wow, that was a huge generalization. Did that make any sense at all? If you want to see a video on anything more specific that I may have mentioned, please let me know down below. If you need someone to talk to, check out the hotlines or my social media links. I'm here, you're here, everyone is here, and You're not alone. I don't want to sound cheesy, but I think with topics like this, it's okay to say those cliches such as you're not alone, this too shall pass, it gets better, and if you feel like no one else is, I'm here for you. And I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope that you're having a wonderful day because it's a wonderful life. Was that too much? I feel like that was a little too corny. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Because you live and breathe, because you make me.
I'd say love you all, but I don't have any followers or subscribers.